What's up, guys? This is your boy Young Knowledge from Mikael Creations. Today, we're really here to just sit back and go through the functions of working on your Linhai ATV. So a lot of the times, you can pick up this ATV for like a really good deal. The one present in front of you right now, I think I picked it up for like $100. Let me show you this guy right here. I picked it up for like $100. It wasn't working in anything. This is one of the ones I had to rebuild the engine on. So that was the major thing with this guy here. We had to go through some diagnosing on, we started off with a cylinder compression test. And we found out that we had blow by when the rings, the piston rings, got scraped up or something. Maybe never did an oil change, or it could just maybe cooling something with the coolant. It started overheating or something. But yeah, we was able to strip it down and go through the functions and find out what was wrong with it and got it up and running and rebuild it. But I'm basically gonna take y'all all through the moment of being able to order parts, how much they cost. You basically, a lot of these parts you just pick up on Amazon. So we're talking about ordering the parts, getting it ready, having the right distributor to send you the right part, because I went through the hell. Just know, when you order these parts, they're from China. It's a Linhai, all right? They're gonna take forever. It's gonna take like 3 weeks just to get to you. But then it sucks when it takes 3 weeks, and then guess what happens? It's the wrong part still. So yeah, I had to go through a lot of that. So you have to be OCD when ordering parts. Especially when you're rebuilding the engine and the cylinder and all that, don't take them for what the category says up top, saying that, oh yeah, this is a Linhai, because this one in front of you is a Linhai 260. All right. And if you know Linhai 260 and you know Linhai 300, they all the same. They the same engine all the way up, So like they're the same thing. I think I don't know for sure, but I think the 250 is the same too, because when I first bought this guy, the guy says a 250. When I order parts, 260, all right? Because the 260 and the 300 is the same engine, same size cylinder, same size head, same size everything. So I don't know what makes a difference between a 260 and a 300. To me, when I rebuilt the engine, exactly the same. Exactly the same. I got the other one out here that I rebuilt too, so. But that one wasn't that much of a rebuild. That was more like just little tiny adjustments, valve adjustments, stuff like that, making sure gaskets are all new and good. But yeah, it wasn't too bad on that one. I didn't have to order parts. This one here, I had to fucking order parts. I had to wait the process. This is like a 6 months waiting, goddamn, because I did not know who to order from and which company was legit about sending these parts. And then, yeah, but Linhais, they're very heavy. Compared to other quads, they're a heavy quad. But the best part about them, if you're just trying to get a quad, an ATV or something, all you really just want to do is you can get a Linhai for super cheap. You can pick up basically any quad for super cheap if you're willing to travel. That's the key. If you are willing to travel, that's what really matters. But the main part of this video, I know I'm getting more into just the logistics of it, but what really is, I just want to start y'all off on understanding a Linhai. They're all the same. Just don't think different. Don't think like, since this is a different model, different year, different stuff. No, they use the same color codes all the way across. They use the same CDI. They use the same CDI, okay? basically everything is identical. All right. I think they started adding new components to make it more fancier when you start getting into the Linhai like 400 and up. All right. So they add new components onto that same old style engine. Nothing changed. All right. They just add new components to make it go faster. That's it. Okay. So please do not think like this shit is complicated. It's very simple. Don't overwork your thoughts. Don't overwork any of these things. There's most of the time when you're picking it up for really low price points and stuff, what you want to do is let me backtrack. So when you're picking them up for that price point, you know they've been sitting. You know they're old. You know plastic components going to be cracking and all that. Like you see how this right here, I have this. The plastic was old and stuff. A nice method you can do to it is heat it up with a heat gun or something. If you want to do a torch style, whatever, who cares? Heat it up and then put a nice paint coat. What's up, man? You good? You could come around, just chill. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, then you want to just put a nice coat. Choose your coat, put it on it. It'll protect it. It'll keep it good. Sometimes the plastic is so old it's gonna crack on you. You can't do nothing about it. I'll say see if you can find places to order it. It's very hard to find when it comes to the plastic and stuff for it. It's very hard to find it. But yeah, that's basically, you got to keep that in mind when you're getting into this stuff here and stuff. But I need to smoke my hookah and chill for a little, and then I'll get back to it. So I really don't smoke nothing else. I like smoking hookah. It's a good thing. I do that with some wine. Got to make sure you have a nice glass to go with your wine. Y'all can say whatever. Stop fucking with plastic shit. Fuck with your glass, man. Glass is a crystal form, all right? Use glass instead of that fucking plastic shit. If you know where plastic come from, obviously you should understand it. And then you can feel good about it, you know, because it's elegant, all right? But yeah, I really just want to get into showing y'all and help y'all comprehend just the electrical side of Linhai. All right. I'm gonna make a separate video on the fueling system because it's not complicated. It's super easy. But yeah, let me just simplify it. When you first buy this Linhai, automatically what you want to do from the beginning, don't even waste your time on it, okay? I don't give a damn if yours work or not. If you want to play that game, you're going to have issues in the long run, okay? Don't play that game. Just replace these main things. I'm just going to take you around what you want to replace, all right? So let me see if I could. Let me turn it. All right, here we go. What you want to replace automatically, the control switch. The control switch. Just replace it. Just replace it. Yeah, yours work perfectly fine. Have no issues with it. Replace it. Just replace it, okay? Next up, your brake cylinder. Normally, the little pin back here and this right here, the compression point, that pops out. Sometimes they're not installed, they're just all damaged. I would recommend replace it. But and sometimes the mirror, the glass in the front that you can see your brake fluid, see if there's fluid inside it, it's normally cracked. Okay? Some of them you might find them with it completely fine. No issues, no nothing. Like, just know something. I recommend replacing it. But if it holds pressure and do all the stuff, you can get away with it and you understand the concept of it. Fuck it. You do your thing. But I would recommend replacing it. Okay? Next up, what you want to replace automatically. If you have a pump on this, if you understand the fuel system, you don't really need this pump. This pump is BS. But you can put it on there if you want. You don't need it though. Okay, just letting you know that you don't need it. You can do it direct, straight to the fuel system because it is gravity fed. It's a gravity fed system, so you really don't need this pump at all. All right, but replace it. Replace this if you, yeah, or delete it out. Doesn't matter. Okay. Next up, majority of the time, these switches for the fuel switch. The fuel switch goes, it sometimes get clogged. If it's not clogged, it's majority of the time broken. Okay. Replace it. Okay. Everybody know it's easy. The next up is carburetor. The carburetor. All right. Carburetor get clogged. If you know how to clean it, you trying to save on budget and stuff, cool. Clean it, fix it, replace it. But if it's been sitting, replace it. If it's been sitting, replace it. Fuck it. It's way more time effective just replacing it than rather than sitting there trying to clean it. Now, if you out in Mr. Nowhere land, you don't got no whatever on it. Just you know how to clean it, and you don't got shipment coming to your house, and it's not easy. Clean it, do it. You already know that you're the mechanic that could fix that type of thing, or you're just the garage guy that can fix that type of stuff. All right, but I would recommend carburetor, replace it. Don't waste your time on that. Now there is a starter relay switch that is right back here. Okay, let me All right. Now put down my wine. And then I'm gonna get a little bit closer so that you can see what this switch looks like. Okay, I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna take off the car seat. I said car seat, the ATV seat, so that you can know what it looks like and stuff. So, all right, now we're gonna go over here. This right here, this switch, this is called a starter relay right here. This is, oh, I said switch, but I meant starter relay. Replace that automatically. And then get a new battery. All right. Once you have taken care of those things, you should be fine with this. Okay. You should be fine. All right. Got an issue with it, but yeah, you should be fine with this. Now, grab a rag. It's a whole nother diagnose I got to do to this quad just to make sure that it runs nicely. But for now, it's okay. It's okay. We're just going over the things that needs to be replaced. Besides the relay, starter relay, you want to get that replaced, and you always want to start with a new battery. When it comes to anything, make sure you have your new battery. You know your thing is at 12.6 or higher. All right, I know some could do a 12.4 and start just fine, but Linhai, it takes a lot of cranking power to get it started. All right, especially when you're starting it. Let me sit down so you can be in. Especially when you're starting it from like being sitting for a long time. Okay, so let me add that. Those are the main components when it comes to this. You just replace them, and then the next up, you're gonna want to pop this open and look at the fuse. Okay, let me turn this camera a little bit better. Okay. All right, you want to pop this open and look at your fuses inside of it. I know some of them, if you look at the schematics, it's like sometimes they require a 3 amp. Replace all of them, put 15s. If you got 10s, do 10s. You'll be fine. Okay, it's not really going to be an issue on a lot of this stuff here. The wiring and everything is thick enough that it can handle it. I know they do a safety mode, but you can do a 15, you can do a 10 amp. It's not gonna hurt the machine, okay? But yeah, once you checked all those things, then we could start the process on diagnosing. Let's say that it is not getting power, it's not getting, it's not, you're having a problem with your electrical system, okay? So that's what we're dealing with. You having a problem with your electrical system. If you understand electrical, Your major two things when it comes to electrical is your battery, making sure you have a good battery. But once you make sure you got a good battery, next up, you gotta keep it simple. When it comes to electrical, majority of your issues are gonna be grounding. Okay? Don't make things complicated. Just keep it as simple as possible. Like that's the number one thing, is simplify your mind, because shit gets easier when you keep it simple. Okay? All right. As they say, if you can't explain it to a baby, a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old, you can't explain something to that age bracket, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Okay? So, if you can't simplify shit in your brain to make it understandable for you, you really don't know. Okay? That's how I'm gonna simplify it. Okay? So, let's be patient with ourselves and go through this process. All right. So after we make sure we check our battery, and our battery is pumping out good. Okay. We want to move to the ground. All right. I'm going to start off with telling you that a Linhai have 3 ground points. Okay. Even though it has a 4th ground point, I want to start y'all off with understanding. I will explain the 4th one and why it's a ground point. But I want you to understand the 3 simple ground points that you're going to have to check no matter what. Okay. Guaranteed, majority of times, these 3 points are the issue. The 4th one, it could really only happen if you did not install the crankshaft of the engine, I'm trying to get the right word and not use a lot of and ums in this. Fill in the gap. I'm going to sit here and think about it. I think it's called the magnator. Pulley is where the stator is, it gets its impulse from. Okay, if you did not install, that will be on, when sitting on the vehicle, it'll be on your right side. Okay, when sitting on the vehicle, all right, it'll be on the right side of the engine. Is where your stator gets its pulse from and everything there. That metal pulley that's there, that magnetized pulley that's there, that transfer from the starter, the starter gives that power to motion to move the crankshaft and move the cylinder and everything. Right around there, that is a section that can cause it to not start. If the nut is not put on and everything is not completely touching each other, you can have an issue. You can have a problem with your ground there, okay? Or the magnets inside that, inside there are cracked or damaged. You can have a problem there. I don't want to get too much into it. I could probably get into it a little bit later on, but I want you to understand that the 3 grounding wire points, that is very important, that you have to make sure it's you check it. Okay. All right. The first one is right here behind the starter. Okay. It's right behind the starters. You see what you will see majority of the time is your battery ground. Okay. Oh, that's a 5th ground there too. Shit. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So 4 grounds, but your battery ground, because that has to be, your battery got to be grounded too. So you see your battery ground, and then you see a green wire from your electrical harness going to the same location that's coming right off the wire. All right. Now, I'll tell you the issue that I had with this one. There was the wire was going perfectly connected to it. I removed it, cleaned it up, put it back on, and the system's got power, but it was not cranking over and having issues and stuff like that. It was still having issues. And it was like intimate. Every time I turned the switch, I lose power. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this? I turn the switch again, the power goes away. But when I back off of it and let it be, guess what? I have power. So after a long BSing and all this shit, I found out my teacher, Mark Murphy, he works at South Seattle Community College. He said, pull on the wires and shake it really hard. Like, act like you're trying to break it yourself. All right? Do a nice little tug on it. He said, when you come to electrical, because sometimes that would be your issue. And you'll find out. So with this one here, what I found out when I did a pull test, I didn't realize I'm gonna grab something to make, so for people that are visual, I'm gonna grab something to make your life a little bit more easier. So you're not just listening to words, okay? Let me see if I could find my connecting box and stuff, or something that's like it that, what do I have? Give me 1 minute, guys. There it is. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna grab a bigger one so that you can have a good visual, all right? A good visual upon it. So, let me see if I could just grab a random screw. I'm grabbing everything bigger so that you can get the concept of what you're looking for, okay? All right. Now, let's say this is your ground screw that's grounded into your starter. This is your electrical component that actually comes from the wire here. Wire goes into here, and it grounds here with the screw, like that, right? So what I did, I took that off, and I looked right here on this section right here. What I noticed on it, it had a crack on it. And that little crack was keeping the vehicle from getting power when cranking. So that little crack from what? It being bent up and down, back and forth multiple times, which they start cracking right there over time. Okay? That was the issue that was caused from right here. Okay? That was the issue. That's all it was. It was just a little tiny crack on that. And I couldn't find it for, truthfully, it was more than 3 days. I couldn't find it. And I kept on going over all my testing and everything. And I was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck I did wrong. I did everything right. I checked my ground. I checked everything. Majority of the time, you wasn't OCD enough. All right? You didn't go deep enough. Guess what? I found out. I wasn't patient enough with myself. And I said, fuck. Because not being patient made me what? Not aware. Simple formula, not aware. And since I wasn't aware, I got frustrated with myself and I kept on like, fuck, beating myself up. So that's why I couldn't find it the first time. And when I fucking pulled away from it, I said, give myself a break. Then I come back and I was a little bit more OCD with myself. And that's how I found the little crack right on here from it being bent so many times. It was still holding on. When the tug test, it still held on. But the fact of the matter, it was cracked here. And that caused the whole issue from it not cranking over. All right. So going back to it. So now you have a good understanding of, please check your ground, clean your grounds, and truly inspect it, because if you really want your quad to work, you got to be a little bit more OCD with yourself, okay? You have to be more aware with yourself. So, yeah, that's going to be one of your main grounds, okay? You got a ground here. Next up, I'm going to show you another ground, okay? It's right on the left side front tire, up where on top of the spring. You got another ground there, okay? Where's my light at? I need to grab my light so I can. I'm gonna take it in and I'm gonna show y'all so y'all can get a good sight view upon it. Fuck it, I don't know where I put my light at. God damn. What do I got a light anywhere here? Seriously? Ooh, I'm backtracking. If you got your Linhai, this is the component right here. A magnet with a you get your post right here from with your stator goes right inside here and get your post and all that stuff. This is what I was talking about. If this is not bolted up right, everything is not locked in nicely. That's the ground that I was telling you about that can cause issue. Damn it, guys. I can't find no goddamn light. Hopefully this works. Hey, all right. I got a light. We got some lighting going here. All right, cool. Let me pull you down, bring you in. I'm going to try to keep this camera as stable as possible. All right, Bobo. So right up inside here, you see where the green wires are coming? Like right literally on top of here, right where the light is at. You got your what? Your second, let me go over more. Move that from the way so you can see better. That is where your second ground is at, okay? All right. Normally, truthfully, in this process here, whenever working with the Linhai, I really never had a problem if that ground wasn't really good connected. I just know it's a ground, and that ground is like a secondary ground because you have another ground on the right front tire, right connected directly to your coil, your spark plug coil. All right, so you have a ground there too, which I'm gonna go take you over there and show you that. But it's like a backup ground. That's why I keep on filling out it, because if you look at the wiring, it goes straight to each other and they both connect at the same location. So let's say if one goes bad, the other one will work. But I know if your ground goes bad on your coil, you have more issues rather than this side, okay? But let me take you around. That's, I'm gonna state that as this is the third ground, okay? We gotta remember the battery ground that goes to the starter is your first ground. Your second ground is off your electrical harness. You'll see a green wire that comes off, and that's gonna be your second ground, which is right behind the starter there. Your first and second ground are grounded to the same component, okay? Let me move in closer so you can see it better, okay? This wire right here, which comes off of your harmonic balancer, all right, is the wire. See, your battery wire goes right underneath the starter, okay? Not on top with it, underneath, okay? All right. I did a whole wire thing. You see another ground here that I created and reconnected all of them. That's one of my techniques I do. I rewire the whole ground to test and see if we do have the issue, and connect all the grounding points to each other, okay? All right, so now since we have went through the battery ground, which is the first, the secondary ground, which is right there with the on the side of the starter, the rear of the starter, that's your second ground there, and then right here on the front wheel, that's your third ground. Now we're gonna go to your the fourth ground, okay? I gotta hope I have some room here. Sorry guys, I gotta do some pulling over. Pull this quad over. This bitch is heavy. That's the one thing about a Linhai that is, the Linhai 260, 300, 400, they all heavy. All right, now we're gonna go take you into where your, this is where your the fourth grounding point is at, okay? All right, now you see right in there, look at the coil right there, all right? That right there, you got a ground right there, okay? Let me see if I can magnetize this so I can have light in here and show y'all. Okay, so right in here, this right here. Oh, god damn it. Light in is key. Okay, there you go. That should work better. Y'all can see, yes, y'all can see well. Okay. Discard the wire that I put in here myself. That's my technique that I do. This is what comes off the quad here. This is a ground that comes here. Now, if you understand quads and ATVs and all that, you know you have, AKA, you basically have two grounds here, okay? All right? We're not here diagnosing the coil, all right? We're not diagnosing the coil at all, and we know coils, we got a positive, we got a negative that goes into it. We're not doing that at this moment. Don't think about anything else. I want to keep your mind simple. Check the ground here. Make sure you got clean ground, clean up the area, clean up everything, do the same old check, do the pull test, make sure the metal to the frame is clean, make sure your coil is not all rusted and swollen and stuff like that. Make sure that ground is good there, okay? All right, so once you do that, you check. These are the 4 locations where you're gonna be checking. Now, we do have another ground that goes, let me see, I'm trying to make sure I am explaining it direct, okay? I'm gonna go grab a component so that you can understand it. This is your post wire. Where are we at? Where are we? Give me. All right, cool. All right. This is your stator. This is where you get your pulse from too. All right. Let me put the camera down. All right, so that we can start getting into this information. All right. This is the, let's say if you checked all those things, you're still having issues with the ground and all that. Now we got to go into a deeper dive, okay? This is the annoying one. I don't want to deal with this one, but it should work. It should work. This right here behind the pulse thing, this is a ground, okay? If you have an issue, this is normally, if all 4 of the grounds are good, you should be able to get it started. Like it should not start it. It should crank over, okay? It should crank over, but now you're having issues with no spark, okay? This is a grounding section right here. You got to make sure when you open it up, no debris, nice and clean, metal touching, all that cool jazz, okay? This is another ground. This is more, you're getting a little bit deeper into understanding electrical, okay? If you understand a stator, they got awesome videos out there on YouTube that you can watch so you can understand the stator and the pulse, all right? Where you get your pulse from, a pulse coil, I think it's called. But it's important too. This is a very important ground here too, okay? This is starting going towards dealing with spark, okay? This is where you're going to be dealing with this type of ground. All the grounds that I show you should give you power. You should start seeing power up here, and your starter should crank over, okay? It should crank over nicely and everything. You hear go bang. I hope before you did all of this, I think it's common knowledge, may not be common knowledge to you. You should have checked your oil already. You should have checked the levels of your oil, did everything, making sure you're not cranking over this bitch dry, All right. All right, so you know too in the video, so we got it here too. It should be about, the oil should be a 15W40. If you got a diesel truck, same oil. Same oil for this guy here too, okay? So diesel oil is just the same for this one here. Yeah, repurpose it, whatever you want to do on that door pad. I ain't getting into that one there. I hope you checked your oil and all that stuff. Make sure all that portion is good. And then crank over your engine, okay? If you did all that, guaranteed, I'm saying this on purpose because it really is this simple, guaranteed that starter will crank over, okay? Oh shoot, I have to remind one more thing, because normally you ain't gonna have the key, and you know, just buy a new key switch for it. That's another one, so that you can have your key to it. Sometimes they come with it already. If it's good, it's good. But buy a new key switch so that you can have multiple keys and all that cool jazz with that. Or you can create and just have a turn switch. I've seen guys put the starter switch here because they didn't understand the electrical system. So they just put a starter switch here and push start to get it started. Yeah, I did that before. Not the greatest. It's already electrical start here. All right, and if you did everything I told you to do, this here, guarantee it works, and it'll turn over your engine. You don't have to add no adapting push button to start there. Don't do that, okay? I understand if you just want to ride your quad real quick and you don't want to think about electrical, then do it. Fuck it, it's your quad at the end of the day. But I'm saying it's smarter just to understand the quad, and then you have a better opportunity. But yeah, it's just a push start. Why I say replace the switch, the starter switch for the vehicle, why I replace that? Because a lot of the time it gets water damage. It's because it gets left outside and a lot of rust build up, and then you start getting into intermittent. And if you understand electrical, intermittent is fucking annoying to deal with. But it's not hard, it's easy. You can figure it out, but you have a lot of intermittent issues, okay? And normally because you have a nice coat of rust on something, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. If you're the guy that say, hey, I can open this up, that's me. I done it, I fixed it, it works. But what comes with any half-ass job fix, or just cleaning up the metal and everything, it's gonna come back again. It's gonna come. Just buy a new one. You have a longer life term of it, and then just take care of it from there on out. So that because you're dealing with other people's problems of not properly storing it and properly taking care of it. Don't waste your time with that. Just buy a new one. Do it. Parts are not too crazy on it. It's just shipping is gonna take forever, so please order the right part. Yeah. And basically, if you run into stuff, I know I'm gonna post all the links and everything, so you know what components to buy right away, so that you can get up and run it, and you don't run through the hassle of ordering the wrong components and stuff. So yeah, so yeah, that really, when it comes to the electrical component of a Linhai, those are the main things that you want to start focusing on, and get those components working, and I bet you'll be in a better standing when it comes to your quad, and you'll be able to get this running. So when buying it, make sure it turns over, it's not seized. Even if it is seized, buy it anyway if you're one of those type of guys. Because buying the parts to rebuild it and stuff, and put a new head cylinder on, all that, you're not going to be spending a lot of money. But if you plan to keep the quad, the money's worth it too. So yeah, you're going to replace all that if you go through a lot of stuff and you got issues with compression and all that stuff. Yeah, that one there is, those are the locations, and those are the 4 locations for it not getting power, all right, or gets power, and guess what? No crank. Those are the 4 locations that control that section of the quad. Make sure what I like to do, chop it, put a new connection, clamp down, make sure it's all nice, good to your comfortability, and put it and reconnect it to those locations. A lot of people are not a fan of these. I am. If you do it right, it works. You use the heat. Don't get the ones without the heat shrink. I've dealt with a lot of issues in my career with those going bad. Get the one with the heat shrink on it so it can seal the area from the water. Water is your friend, but not your friend when it comes to electrical, okay? It is really not your friend. And if you understand how water works and electricity works together, it's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother world on combining water and electricity together and stuff. So you can expand on that, and that could cause a way deeper conversation and rabbit hole. And I'm not getting into that. All right, cool. But back to this. I'm a fan of it. Not a lot of people. I'm a fan of the Strink one, okay? Of these guys. I don't know the name of it. Don't ask me. I just know it. I'm horrible for that. I should know the name. I'm just not remembering it. That's what it is. But yeah, check those points. Keep that in mind. Those are the main things that you want to replace on the Linhai when you first get it. I would just replace those so that you don't have to think about it. The things that I tell you to replace and the ground sections that I tell you to check and clean, and just replace them. I would just replace them because you could trust your work rather than something that's been sitting for a long time. So trust your work, do the testing on it, make sure that portion is good. If that portion is good, now I want to start diving a little bit deeper into everything. It's important to switch your DEM to ohms with this and connect something. Maybe let's say connect it to the ground on the battery, and then go to each ground section that I told you, the 4 points, okay? Actually, it's technically 3 points because 2 is connected at one location, but check those locations with your ohm meter, all right? If you understand electrical, sometimes things doesn't work. Things don't work until you do an ohm check. And before, it never worked, but suddenly it just randomly just work. Do your ohm check, all right? It's something about your ohm check. You gotta remember, electrical is a theory. We say that off the bat. Electrical is a theory. It's the electrical theory. It's not solid rock. It's a theory. At the end of the day, do your ohm check. Run through every ground point. Check your ohms. Make sure your ohms is in a decent amount. I remember you'll have like some, when it comes to ohms, it'll range anywhere. I think it was like a 0.4, I think it is, something like that. Or you have some resistance. Just understand it. It won't be a lot, but you have some resistance at different points. That does not mean it's bad. You're just measuring the distance that it travels. You know that it has the resistance. The further DC wire go, the less power it has. Okay, so understanding that, you're checking the resistance. It's okay, as long as you can get something and it still shows. It's not like super high. If it's over over 10, if it's over 8 or 9, like, you know, something else is wrong. But it should be really low. It should be low. It should be low resistance on it and stuff. But as long as you know you clean those areas, you should be fine. Guaranteed, you don't have to use your multimeter. You should be able to see it. But when working with electrical, we're diagnosing electrical issue. Use your own meter and go through the whole entire thing and check the ohms on each locations. All right. Check your resistance on each location. Why I say that? Okay, this is why I say this. This was because I got 3 Linhais up and working, no issue. This one I had to rebuild the engine on. The other ones, I understood it, and so I could fix it because I studied it. I studied this stuff. I went to school and all this stuff for it. All right. So I understand that, but then I love being in the field. The field is where it really tells you if you know your shit or not. Which I love that. I love to be put on the spot and like, oh fuck, I gotta know this shit. That's why I love doing these stuff. But what happened was I went through the whole thing. I did everything I said. I told you. And some reason it still didn't work. It still didn't work. Now I'm feeling insulted, all right? Insulted over this. Because I'm supposed to know my shit. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. I should know my shit. So I'm getting pissed off at myself right now. What I did, I stopped myself. I did an ohms check all the way through the whole system. After I did the ohms check, went back at it again. It worked. Don't tell me. I can't explain that. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I could come up with theories and say, oh, it could have been this, it could have been that. I could use a scientific method on it, but truthfully, bro, no fucking evidence on that bullshit. But it got started. Guess what? I'm using it. I'm driving it. All right. But I know I'm getting to the stories and stuff of my experience with it. Yeah, those are the main things that you have to look at and stuff. But yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into the stator. I'm not gonna get into the CDI and all that section yet. Okay. I want this video to make sure you comprehend what to check on this. Okay. All right. Those are the main grounds and everything that will get your Linhai cranked over. Next video I'm gonna tell y'all is more on no spark. Okay? No spark with your Linhai. All right? No spark. Okay? But just like to give you a hint, make sure your wiring for your CDI is correct. How you wire it. Because there is, if you understand, there's 2 styles of how to wire your CDI when it comes to a Linhai. And you gotta remember, the cheaper one, the cheaper CDI that you buy on Amazon, right? Don't think it's wired the same way as the original. Okay? That's the hint I'm gonna leave y'all with. All right. So this is your boy, Young Knowledge, just trying to give y'all some information so that y'all can move forward and enjoy y'all ATV that y'all can get for a hella low price if you're willing to travel. Okay? So stay up. Yeah, stay up and think. My brother always said this thing. Stay up. How did he say it? It was awesome. I love the way he said it. I love this. Stay up, stay thirsty for knowledge. There you go. He used to always say, stay thirsty for knowledge. And yeah, I like that. I like that shit. So yeah, stay thirsty for knowledge, my nigga. Stay up.